Hi all, welcome back. Back down here working on the Frankenstein homemade engine. Not sure where I left off. I was working on it, trying to get some things freed up and get the piston. The engine didn't turn over real well, so the piston was, once I got the rod off, the piston, the crank turned fine. So I had to try to get the piston out, and it was giving me a lot of problems. I was suspecting rings frozen because they'll bind up, and after over years of sitting, and just cause problems with the piston coming out. So let's get off the post here and go see what we got going on. So I was having a lot of trouble working at it up there. This bench, this latest bench I bought, I thought was going to be the real ticket, big heavy duty casters, move it anywhere, put a vise on it, but it's a little bit tall for working on some of this stuff. But so anyhow, I was having trouble getting the piston out up there on that. So took the cylinder off and got it down the floor. Had to get pretty rough getting it out, but I finally got it beat out of there. And as I suspected, the rings, all three sets of rings they weren't froze completely, about halfway around. So with a lot of blaster, some heat, and a super long amount of patience, just gradually kept working the loose parts, getting the little screwdriver under there, working them back and tapping the rings back down with a rubber neoprene hammer. Finally got them out, but you can see this stuff is just, it's going to have to be really dug out of there. And I'm going to, while it's out, I'll try to see if I can get the wrist pin out of there and see what everything looks like there. But that was what was causing the problem coming out, because now that the rings are off, it smooths, goes right in and comes right out. So, and the crank shaft, better not get too carried away yet with that. So we're going to get the piston grooves and the piston all cleaned up. These rings, it had two rings per groove, had a thick one and a thin one. Thick one on top. The top ones had these expanders behind them. Mostly probably because your top one is mostly the compression ring. But the bottom one was broke a little bit. I don't know if I'm gonna, a lot of guys will take rings off of pistons to lower the compression so it runs slower. I have a feeling this isn't going to be a real high compression engine to begin with, so I may just put those back in it. It's not gonna, I'll bevel the ends so it's not gonna cause any problem, but this is not gonna be a working engine, so it doesn't matter if it's completely correct. But so I think I'm gonna go ahead and pull the carburetor off and get the bowl off and cleaned up. I don't know, with this off of here, I don't even really need that on there to fire. I can put a little gas, or I don't know how it's going to run with a carburetor, but we'll get it figured out. And I did notice that once I got the cylinder off, there were these bolts in here that did hold the front down. It's just the wood is so rotted down there in the bottom that it was not holding tight. So once we get everything kind of figured out what's going on there, I'm going to measure that wood. Friend that we have at work has a sawmill. I'll get a nice new chunk of wood for the base and do that. But like I said before, I don't want to get real involved in doing a bang up restoration, make it look super pretty. It'd be cool just to have it running the way the guy had it designed, if it will. And I think for my own liking, I think that would be a lot cooler to see it running like that instead of all painted up and pretty. Now, the only thing that might happen, if it won't run on the carburetor, I may make an apparatus and run it on propane. I don't know that for sure yet, but that's a little ways down the line. So see where we go once we get things back together and get the piston in it. We'll see how it fits once the rings are back on. I'll probably go ahead and put the cylinder back on it first, so it's a little easier to get the piston in. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe, like, and share. Leave some comments, and see where we go next time. So catch y'all later.